My video is on the story called Go Little, Getting a Book to Readers. Basically, this story is about how to get readers to buy a book or read a book and what grabs their attention. Um, One of the writers that grabbed my attention from the story is actually Larry Brown. Larry Brown is from Oxford, Mississippi, and he writes stories that are very dark but at the same time realistic. Um, what I think is interesting is that he became a writer from nothing. He had no college education. He failed English class in high school. He became a writer through writing and practice, 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 and eventually got a book published, a story published. I think what grabs the reader's attention the most is how real a story is and how relatable it is. Honestly, the darker a story is, the more it grabs a reader's attention. Um, what excites me about these stories is that Larry Brown doesn't necessarily specifically say or explain what or who he's talking about all the time, but you just kind of know, like you feel it, you know what he's talking about, you just get it. And I think that's very interesting and exciting. He writes stories about sex, alcohol, and disturbing relationships. I think people move more towards these stories. I think they're better sellers because, they're better sellers than stories that are positive, happy stories because in reality, there is more negativity in this world than there is positivity, unfortunately. And it's an interesting topic, especially for readers that can relate to these stories. They're more interested in it because they're going through it. They can relate to it. They know how the story makes them feel, and they can compare their lives to these stories. I think the downside and what worries me about these specific stories is that not everyone can handle it. Some people are not mentally prepared to read these stories. You have to be mentally prepared for this. Like, they're ominous, they're dark. You can't really let it affect you. You just have to read the story and enjoy it, or you don't. And the only downside that I can see of this.